Napakainit talaga ngayon, no? Hindi lang ng temperature, pati yung mindset ng ibang tao. Pero, before we actually gaslight everyone in this video, in which hindi ko gagawin, syempre, I just want to share a thought with you today. And isa to sa mga bagay na pinag-isipan ko rin nung time na, syempre, I'm still recovering from my cough and my sipon. Pero I've always looked back at every decision that I've made in life and realized na, not every decision that I've had or I did, whether I like them at the moment, when I had the opportunity to look back at them, sometimes kino-question ko din na ba't ko ginawa yun? Bakit ko, why did I do that? Are there better alternatives that I should have tried? Pero ang principle ko lang kasi pagdating dyan is when I make a decision, I make the most out of it without the fact that I would regret it. Wala na sa isip ko yung i-regret ko ba yung decision ko or hindi kasi pinanindigan ko na siya. Okay. Pero I want to look back on the idea that other people are also making decisions for their lives, for their livelihoods, para sa pamilya nila, para sa sarili nila, para sa ideal life nila, basically. They create decisions that may not be in agreeance towards you. Well, hindi naman talaga dapat mag-agree sa yun kasi buhay nila yun. Pero these decisions that are part of their current lives today shape who they are as a person. And the same principles, the same decisions that they've made, they are the ones who are writing their own story. Same din sa atin as the observers of that story. Na if we have also made decisions within our lives, it also impacts our own life. Common sense. Pero I just want to ask a very simple yet profound question. Now, what makes a decision the right one? Yan. Okay. So this is where a lot of people would be gaslighted kasi baka mamaya ma-take it out of context ko to. But the best context out of this is to make the context broad. Okay? So, eto. Medyo onting exercise. I'm not talking about any particular decision. Okay? Hindi porket election season, ayun na yung pinupuntirya ko. Hindi yun. Okay? I'm talking about any decision in general. Alright? So with the broad spectrum of our decision making, what makes a good decision a good one, di ba? So, ang pinaka-moral compass natin dyan is ito, no? Principle natin, yung values natin, and tayo, as bilang tao, people who are creating those decisions, and most importantly, yung cause and effect, no? Yung cause and effect nung decision na yon. Maaaring sa circumstances natin ngayon, yun yung appropriate, di ba? So, yun yung view natin as a good decision. Okay? And using those factors, dito mo makikita na, nga pala, no? Kaya pala, iba-iba tayo ng desisyon na ginagawa and in a different, iba yung ginawa kong desisyon way back 10 years ago versus sa mga desisyon na gagawin ko ngayon. Kasi obviously, hindi na ako yung tao 10 years ago. And hindi na hati yung decision making between who you are and what you want to do, no? Kasi isa na yon, ikaw na yon bilang binigay na sa iyo yung right to decide on your own. And here's my point on doing this, no? Kasi since we were kids, we had a different transition period from kids to teens to now being adults on our own, no? The transition between kids to teens is medyo lighter approach yon when it comes to decision making kasi you had a framework of your parents, parang sinabi nila sa'yo, binigyan ka nila ng guide how to do things, no? Specifically, this will be your guide, not really necessarily dictating it to you, but it's in your guide. Now, the transition from you being your own person, yung teenage years mo, papunta doon sa young adult years mo, na ikaw na ngayon yung may hawak ng steering wheel, ika nga. That's a complex world. Kasi right now, or rather, right there in that second, you had freedom. Pero, I'm not saying that this applies for everyone, pero, when you had that freedom as well, there are too many choices in your brain right now, too many alternatives, too many decisions to make, that what your brain does, and this is by evolution, by the way, what your brain does is usually take shortcuts. Okay? It might not be the most complex, or it might not be the best decision that you can make. But at the moment that you were given the time and privilege to decide, you decided that was the great move. Parang chess nga daw ang buhay, sabi, no? Your only competitor is the person in front of you, and that person is the current you. So in order for you to make the best decisions that you have in life, you have to look inward, no? Look at your past selves. Ano ba yung ginawa nung past self ko? Ano ba yung maaari niyang gawin ngayon? If that is not a good move right now, I will refer that in the back of my head and say, hey, okay, ito yung hindi magandang decision. Let's look for another one. Okay? But never be in a position of analysis paralysis. Yung tipong, okay, ito yung decision na yon. So, ito yung first alternative, di ba? Ito yung first world, ibig sabihin. So, yung second alternative ko, ito. So, teka, hanap pa tayo ng iba. Sa kakahanap mo na alternative, hindi ka nakapag-decide. Okay? That's analysis paralysis because you've been given too many options already. Pero, what our brain does from our evolution is that it takes shortcuts para mapadali yung processing niya. Because here's one thing that I also understood in the world. The world does not go about absolute truths. It is going about perceived truths or yung sabihin nating close enough truths, di ba? Kasi pag may absolute truth, ang hirap i-process nun. So, totoo lang. So, yun. But we have natural laws. Yung mga laws that we follow in nature. Pero when you say it's an absolute truth and you can never question that, then that means you're restricting the person's ability to choose. Kaya nga merong, di ba, parang illusion of choice. Yan sinasabi. Pero ako, I'm not gonna drag this video to science and philosophy and it will rip everything, no? But what I want to drive the conversation towards is this. Every single day of your life, may decision kang ginagawa. And some of those days, kino-question mo yung sarili mo, which is normal, di ba? Magsa-second thoughts ka about your decision. But in that idea of creating a decision, you will see in yourself na you're not being split into two. You are operating your thoughts and looking at it in two different realities. Diba? One, which is a reality wherein you did this before and ito pa rin yung decision mo. Or the risk-taker one, the one wherein you will create a different choice out of this scenario. The answer will always be dependent, sabi nga lagi ng professor ko. Pero depending on what? Di ba? The simplest answer is, it depends on you. Kasi it depends on, it's your life, it's your choice. Di ba? You may not be the center of the universe. You may not be the originator of what the human race will become. But what is original about your life is the decisions that you've made along the way. Whether they're bad, they're good, or they're based upon you, the observer. Di ba? Kasi wala namang makakapag-judge sa'yo kung mali yung decision mo or hindi. Kasi at the end of the day, you made that decision because of a necessity, a need, your personal need. And, sabi ito, kailangan bang i-explain sa tao yung personal need mo? Not every time. Diba? What creates a decision unique is the fact that the person who created that decision is eternally changed. Yun. When you create a decision, parang move yan sa chess, parang touch move. When you create that decision, you forever change your reality. Kasi you've now gone from the possibility to a new reality. Kasi kapag ka naging pag-choice pa lang yan, nandito pa lang yan. Pero once you already choose or made a decision, nasa reality na siya. That forever changes you and the reality that you are in. So, yun. Medyo mahaba yung video, pero I think it's just something that I need to get out of my chest din. And yun, sana nakatulong. Coach Matt out. Bye. Nga pala guys, if you're wondering kung bakit sa init ng panahon ngayon naka long sleeve pa ako, this is actually one of my recycled trench coats. Galing to sa tatay ko. This is his work clothes. Tapos, ginawa ko lang parang trench coat. So, ayan, nakalagay pa nga dyan sa likod yung shipping company niya na pinagawa niya. But, yun nga. As I've said, it's a decision that I've made. Pero tatanggalin ko rin naman to kasi mainit. Bye guys!